Hello YouTube, this is Robert Fixit here, and I have another phone comparison for you. Basically, a few different phones that I have that I could possibly use, and which one would you pick? This phone right here is my current phone. It's a 7 Plus 32 gigabyte. It has an aftermarket screen on it, which is a little weird on the viewing angle. See how it does that? Not a big deal, but that's just what I have. I paid $100 for this phone. Works perfectly fine. It also has this extra case over the phone, and there's a tempered glass here. So I've dropped this phone several times, and it doesn't break because it's so protected. And that's what I use from a day-to-day basis. The reason why I wanted to possibly upgrade is that it's getting a little bit slow with all of the apps that I run on it. Also, because it is only 32 gigabyte, I run out of space at times. And I don't use the camera that much, so I'm not too concerned about the camera, but it would be nice to have more options there. But no problem, it's a good phone, my trusty phone. This is another phone that I picked up here. This is an iPhone 8, 256 gigabyte. The screen was cracked, and I just changed the screen. So now this phone would have no issues. The battery life on it, on this one, the battery life has dropped below 80%. So I have to carry around an extra battery for that. This one's got 99% battery, no issues, unlocked, 256 gigabyte. So which would you choose? This one I could sell for $150 right now. I paid $100. Figure $120 by the time I change the screen. This one I paid, I believe, $75 plus the new screen, so that's about $100. I could probably sell this. I don't know if anybody would pay $150 for it at this point, but maybe at least $100. So I consider them to be worth about the same amount. Battery life, but smaller screen, of course, and then you don't have the dual camera. If I was just going to use it as a talking phone without apps too much, I probably would pick this one. And then here's the new competitor. This is an iPhone XS. This phone, I bought it for $100. It didn't work. It had a green boot loop flashing, which I showed in my other video. I'll send you a link to that. Pretty much the face sensor, or the floodlight sensor there, got wet, and because of that the phone wouldn't boot up anymore. And rather than get it fixed, I just went ahead and just cut it off. So now there's no Face ID, but otherwise the phone works great. So, and it's not a 10, it's a 10S or XS Max, not Max, just the regular size. So it's a 10S, which I learned now the 10S was quite a bit better than the 10. So I've been playing around with this phone. The thing that I noticed right away is it's much faster between apps. Also, the speakers are way louder. Actually, the 8 Plus speakers were louder than the 7 Plus, and that's what I used to have, and I probably should just get an 8 Plus again. But these speakers are like loud. I mean, I can't even put it up to full volume. It's like a boombox kind of thing. The other nice thing that I like about the 10, I guess, 10 features, not just 10S, but 10. I usually didn't want a 10 because of the Face ID. That I don't like pointing the phone in my face all the time. But outside of that, I found this tap to wake function I like. So if the phone's just sitting there and I want to just see if I got any notifications, I can just tap it and they would be on the lock screen if they were set to be that way. Also, you can do a force flashlight. I actually use the flashlight a lot on my phone, and it takes me a little second to get there by the time I unlock it and flip up the thing. But with this one, in 2 seconds, I could just have the flashlight on like that. Also, if it's locked, I can just quickly tap it, push the camera, and the camera's on. So it might sound silly, but those two little things are what makes me lean towards this, just for a functionality standpoint, like being able to pull out the phone and use it real quick. But of course, with no Face ID, you have to use a passcode for everything. So every time you unlock the phone, you're gonna have to have a passcode or take it off. To pay for things online or use Apple Pay, you would have to use a passcode again. Also, the glass back would be scary. If I dropped this phone, I'd be fine, but this one, I don't know. Now, I like that one. Also, it's 64 gigabyte, so it will be a little bit better than mine, but not as good as the 256 gig. The other thing is, I posted this for $200 online, and I have literally 1,000, no, not a million, no, anyway, probably a good 50, 60 people that want to buy it for $200, because the XS is still so expensive, and even without the Face ID, they're still willing to pay that much because this one's unlocked. So anyway, that's my findings. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. I think I might just take the cash for this one, sell this one. That would give me $350. Use this one, which I have not spent much money on, and then find maybe a 10 or something. I've been seeing them for about $200 used, and then try that. So iPhone 8, 256 gigabyte, unlocked, 7 Plus, 32 gigabyte. This is not unlocked. This is only for Sprint and T-Mobile. And then the XS. The XS will be unlocked, 64 gigabyte. Each one was about $100. Which one would you pick? Comment below. Thanks.